Confirmation of the donations by which the kings Edward and Alfonso V did grant jurisdiction over conquests to the infant Lord Henry and the Military Order of Christ. Eugene Bishop, servant of the servants of God, for an everlasting record of the matter. Although we ought, through the care of the governance we have taken up, to nurture every person and place designated with the titles of religion with paternal affection, so that their status may happily be furthered, still, intending to support the military of Jesus Christ, as well as its brethren and members, with special assistances of favor, we gladly approve those petitions through which they may be able to continually advance in the Lord with their desired growth. Hence it is that, by apostolic authority, by the points of the present writ, we indulge our esteemed son, the noble man Henry, Duke of Viseu, who is magistrate of the military of Jesus Christ, deputized as its administrator in spirituality and temporality by the apostolic seat, and who, as was shown to us on his behalf, proposes, with the zeal of a very singular devotion, like how he manages that same military, to perform the wonted profession regularly performed by its brethren, we being very inclined to the supplications on his behalf, and so indulging, that he shall retain, even after taking up such profession, the Duchy of Viseu and any other temporal lordship lawfully pertaining to him, as much now as before, for as long as he would live, just as if he were not a member of the said profession, and shall still preside over them and rule and govern them in temporal affairs, and that after his death they shall devolve upon the person or persons to whom they ought, supposing such profession had never been taken up, that the aforesaid administrator, as well as, for the time being, the magistrate and the brethren of the military, shall be able, in any of the King of Portugal's current kingdoms and dominions, and in any of the aforesaid military's other locales and established sites, to accept lands, possessions, and any other movable and immovable goods which would happen to be donated by any of the Christian faithful, or else be acquired by him through just methods, and shall retain immunities, liberties, privileges, measures, and forms similar to those with which he now holds and possesses other goods in those very kingdoms, and shall both receive and retain any church whose rightful patronage would be donated or transferred to him by any of the Christian faithful, under the measures and with the privileges with which he holds the church of Casevel in the Diocese of Lisbon, and that bishops possessing the grace and communion of the apostolic seat, who will be temporarily chosen for this by the magistrate himself, shall be able to exercise spiritual jurisdiction in those islands and among those people in the sea ocean whose temporal jurisdiction falls to the said military, which islands either some of the Christian faithful would come to donate through largesse, or else which he would justly conquer even if they are not yet populated, along with any other privileges similarly belonging to the same military concerning their current deeds and affairs, and even those from bygone times beyond human memory. Furthermore, we grant to that very military, in the fullness of the law, a church or chapel to be built in the city of Ceuta after it will have been recovered from the clutches of the Muslims, and to be called that of the most glorious Virgin Mary of Africa, and concerning the Andra Valley, Tetuan, and Alcácer Seguer, places still detained by those very Muslims, if and when they will have been wrested away from them, we likewise establish and assign the aforementioned church or chapel for their parish. Notwithstanding apostolic regulations and ordinances, nor the pledge of the said military, whether confirmed by apostolic or any other authority, nor any fixed statutes and conventions, or anything else to the contrary whatsoever. No one, therefore, of all humanity may be allowed to infringe this page of our granting an assignation, or to go against it by reckless hazard. If, moreover, anyone would try to defile this, he will have incurred on himself the indignation of omnipotent God and of blessed Peter and Paul his apostles. Given at Florence, in the 1442nd year of the Incarnation of the Lord, on the 5th day from the Ides of January, in the 12th year of our pontificate, 9th of January of 1442.